Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. So today I'm coming at you with this super simple, super quick mommy makeup look. Now this is a little bit more glamorous than I would go on a day-to-day basis, but I wanted to show you guys just what you could do in under 20 minutes. That's with me actually talking. So really I could do this probably in about 10 minutes max. So if you guys want to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. So to prep my skin, I'm going to take some of this Dollar General dry skin facial moisturizer. I love this moisturizer. It feels amazing on the skin, and yes, I use a lot of it because it feels so good, and my skin is so dry that I really need it. But this takes literally like 5 seconds to rub in. It takes me again longer because I'm explaining everything, but also pinning your hair out of the way would be a grand idea. Okay, now my face is moisturized, and to me that's like the #1 step. Number 2 would normally be to prime if you have time, but if not, make sure you find a good foundation that you don't have to prime with. And this one right here, this one is a little bit pricey, but it says right on there that you don't need a primer, so that's what I'm going to use today. So I'm just going to take a couple pumps of that on the back of my hand and dot it all over this face. And I know that people think that you need to be going out somewhere to put makeup on. I personally don't believe that. I don't believe that you should have to put makeup on for other people. If you want to put makeup on for yourself, if it makes you feel better to get up every day and put on makeup, then that's exactly what you should do. There are no rules. Nobody should tell you that you need makeup, and nobody should tell you that you don't need makeup. It is your life, and if that's what you're into, you should do it, because you're not going to be hurting anybody putting on makeup. So this foundation is really good, and it just does a really good job with just 2 pumps. I can cover my whole face, and it gives pretty flawless finish, so I really like this one. And something else about this foundation that you guys could benefit from is that the lady told me you're not supposed to have to set it in place. So if you don't think you have time to set your foundation in place, then this foundation is going to help you skip that step too. I personally always set it in place just because I prefer a matte finish. I get really oily right through here, so I like a matte finish foundation. So if you don't have super dark circles, which mine, I suffer more from wrinkles than dark circles, so like I said, this foundation is like really good for full coverage, so it's going to make it to where you don't necessarily need concealer. So I'm just going to take some airspun powder and use it to lock this in place. And you can see that the airspun powder, even though it's translucent, it does provide a little bit of a brightening effect to my under eye, so I don't have to worry about concealer anyways. But I'm just going to take whatever's left on the sponge and use it to set the rest of my face. And then when it comes to eyes, if you don't have time for primer, you can just take your powder and pack it up there too, if you've already put foundation and concealer on them, or just foundation. Sometimes that works for me. But if you have oily eyelids, I do suggest going ahead and taking the extra step to prime. Alright, so there's your face set and ready to go. For eyeshadow, if I'm in a hurry, I'm not going to worry about eyeshadow. I might hit it with some bronzer here in a minute, but that'll be it. And I definitely need brows, so that's a big one. So for brows, I'm just going to use my e.l.f. brow pencil, and I'm going to brush all my brow hairs upwards. My brows actually need a good grooming right now, but we ain't gonna worry about that either. And when I'm in a hurry especially, I don't like to do a whole lot with my brows, so I'm just gonna follow how they naturally grow. And then if you're worried about any spots peeking through later on, you can brush your brows down, and it's gonna show any places where you have no hair or less hair than everywhere else. And then I'm gonna take my bronzer and I'm gonna really load it up, and I find a brush that's kind of flat like this helps to really chisel out your cheekbones. Again, this is not something that you have to do. I just like to give my face some definition, because I've got a really round face, and this kind of helps to change the shape of it. Nose contour went crazy as always. I'm gonna go back over that. And then, like I said, I'm just going to take my bronzer and I'm going to use this as my eyeshadow. And this isn't really going to act like eyeshadow. It is just going to warm up the eyes a little bit and define them some. And I just leave them like that, and then I'm going to take mascara. And mascara is just going to wake the eyes up. And I'm also, you guys know that I'm not really a big fan of putting white liner on my inner rims, but I do have a peach toned one, and that's going to help wake them up too. So the one I have is by Maybelline, and it's just a really nice peachy toned shade, and it's going to make the eyes look so much bigger and awake. Here is the blush we're going to be using today. It is by e.l.f. and it's called Twinkle Pink. I'm just going to apply that right onto the apples. I actually went a bit far down with this. Whoops. If you mess up like me, just take a little bit of your face powder and go right over that. And it'll help tone your blush back down some. This is why I don't wear blush. Alright, and then last thing for the face is highlight. So I'm just going to take this one by Wet n Wild and highlight all the high points of my face. And another quick tip is to take a little bit of your highlight and put it on the inner corners, and that's going to also help make it look like you are more awake than you are. For lips, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to be wearing a lipstick, but if I do, it would most likely be a nude shade. So I want to take this one by e.l.f. It's called Natural, and it's like a pinky nude shade. And it's just like one of those lip shade colors, but better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like your lips, but better. Alright, you guys, and this is the finished look. And honestly, in total, this took me about 18 minutes to do. So definitely under 20 minutes. But you have to keep in consideration that I was talking a whole lot. So I will edit this down to get it to probably about 5 or 6 minutes. But in reality, with all the talking that I did, it took me about 18 minutes to do. And on a daily basis, I don't even always do this much makeup. This is just kind of like the really glammed up mom look. So if I can do this in like 18 minutes while talking, I'm sure that most of us can get this done in like 5 minutes without talking. It really does not take that much time. So I hope that this helped you guys, and I hope that you don't have to feel like frumpy mom like I do sometimes. It just really helps to add some makeup or get ready for the day. And yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Take care.